Hello and welcome back. I'm David Bianco. We're going to be doing a bit of a vinyl shootout, so to speak, today. We're going to be pitting the Eagles MOFI One Step against the Eagles MOFI SACD. I think you know why we're doing this. And it's next on the Sound of Safe and Sound, Texas. Hello and welcome back. I'm David Bianco. So the whole MOFI controversy rages on like a fire, kind of like the Universal Master Tapes fire. It's just going and going and going. So we now know DSD was introduced into some of the vinyl that we have purchased, and it was used as an intermediary step from the analog tape, and using the Gain 2 system in the mix. And so we found that out. We know it's true for Thriller coming up. We have no idea on about 99.9% of the other titles, past, present, and future. That's a problem. That needs to get fixed, and pronto. But be that as it may, we do have a situation now where we do have some that have been released on both. And again, the Eagles' self-titled first album was released on June 1st, 1972. I remember buying it. I bought it on vinyl. I have the original pressing of that that's on the Asylum white label, and it sounds fabulous to this day. I used Soundguard on it back in the day, and it sounds fabulous. And I will tell you, I never thought it could sound better, period, end of sentence. I've got the CD of it from when the compact disc came out, not too great. So, okay. So they're announced one steps. Oh my gosh, Eagles one steps. Got to get them, right. So for some reason, I ordered both the SACD version of this and the one step album. And it was kind of like just for grins and giggles. I kind of don't know why. Maybe I had a premonition that one day I would have to do a vinyl shootout against a DSD SACD. Well, anyway, so here I was. But really when I think about it, I think about the vinyl record and I say, okay, this is all about the vinyl record. It's all about what's in this box right here. Okay. In this case, there's 2 albums in there, and it's cut at 45 RPM. So it's like 2 songs per side, or 3 on one side, I think. But the point is, that's what it is. That's how it got there. We're not sure. And with the Eagles, the reason I say that is because we know based on the interview that was done with Mike from the In-Groove, that Warner had provided tapes directly to the guys there at MOFI in Sebastopol, California. Now, the fact they have the tapes there doesn't ensure that they didn't use DSD. I want to make that clear. In my previous video, I think I was implying that they only did that when the label wouldn't release the tapes, but that's not true. They did an analysis of what sounded better once it was all said and done, based on what they said in the video, and then decided which one to use. But we don't know for sure. These records could have been cut direct from the tape. They certainly had the opportunity to do that because the tapes were in their possession. If the tapes aren't in their possession, they really can't do that. So we know that that's a possibility here. So is this a true DSD to DSD comparison in format wars of digital SACD versus vinyl? We don't know. Again, we need to know past, present, and future releases of MOFI vinyl. We need to know the mastering chain. MOFI, listen, wake up, okay? Don't do the Texas 2-step about the 1-step. Please, give us a break. There were so many more questions I know that could have been asked, and Mike, I think you did a great job, but I know you were probably a bit between a rock and a hard place, I believe. I'll tell you one thing, those 3 guys from Mobile Fidelity did not look too comfortable. A lot of shiftiness, a lot of hand movement, a lot of looking at each other like, you want to take this one? Putting those engineers in that position, I don't think that was the greatest PR move in the world, frankly. So anyway, it is what it is. It's done. So now for me, what I say is I've got vinyl here. I put it on the turntable. So we focus very much about how it's going to get to the groove. So now the question becomes, okay, how does it sound? Well, that's a matter of your system. That's a matter of the grooves that are there being touched by the stylus on the cartridge you have, traveling up to the cantilever, and then going either through the or MC cartridge that you have into your preamplification and amplification unit out to your speakers. So there's a lot going on there, right? So my background tells me that I have more flexibility with vinyl. I can change cartridges, for example, and I can say I really like this cartridge when I'm playing classical or when I'm playing jazz or when I'm playing rock or when I'm playing soft rock. I can change cartridges out, or I can select the cartridge based on what I think sounds best. You put in a CD, SACD into a player, and I have an Oppo BDP 83, and I'll show you that right here. Great unit, about 400 bucks in the day, and really reproduces wonderfully. But you get what you get. That's it. Comes through your amplifier and goes to your speakers. That's it. There's no flavoring of the water, so to speak, as there can be with the cartridges and with that analog sound that comes out of a turntable. So it's literally different on the physics side after you play, when you start to play. And I think that is a piece that we've missed in the equation. We haven't spoken about that. Everything's about how it gets onto the vinyl. Very important, needs to be dealt with. But you know, you've got a lathe and a cutter and that whole process there. And if it's got a really good source, it's going to do a great job. Then it becomes your system and how it plays and how it sounds to you. So I went back today and I played both. I played the one step and went through that. And as I was doing these, I was A-Bing back and forth, and I worked to set the levels. I A-B'd back and forth between the two. Okay, so it wasn't like I listened to Take It Easy and then I listened to Take It Easy on the SACD and I listened to Witchy Woman on vinyl and then I listened to, no, I had them kind of going together. And it's easier to do an A-B comparison at that point. So what did I find out? Well, I found out a lot of what I think I found out when I first listened to it, and that is the vinyl is just outstanding. Outstanding. What does that mean? That means clarity, the vocals clearer, the instruments clearer, like the banjo plucking is just unbelievable. I mean, it's just like you didn't know there was a banjo hardly there before, and now it's like right there. You're right there. Bernie Leadon is sitting in a chair just beyond your speaker on the right side. You can, you know, he's there. Okay. With the SACD, I did not get that imaging. I did not get that much depth. I did not get that much warmth. I did not get as much punch. Okay. So that's my system, my experience. I don't have the most expensive systems in the world. I certainly, you know, I told you I have a dual 1245 turntable and an Accutex cartridge. And my point is that's what I have. But for me, the difference was it wasn't close. Let me put it to you this way. My wife could hear the difference. And I say that with all love because there's a lot of times, I'll say, do you hear the difference between this and this? And she'll kind of look at me like, sounds the same to me. But I would bet money she could say, hey, yeah, I feel that better. That's different, you know. That's richer. That's, you know, it's clearer, whatever you want to phrase it, you know. But the depth and the sound staging and the separation and the intensity of the instruments and the clarity of the vocals, especially the background vocals, they really pulled in toward me. I really felt like those backup singers were right there in the room. Did not get that feeling with the SACD. Just me, just what I heard. So then I say to myself at the end of the day, is it worth it? Is this worth 125 bucks? And I also compared it to my OG. I did that before when I first got this. I compared the vinyl to vinyl and it beat it hands down. And I thought it sounded like the best it could ever sound. So, you know, for me, is it worth 125 bucks? Absolutely. Absolutely. No doubt. Is this worth the $30? Yeah, it's not a whole lot. It's a little bit better than the other CD, but I wanted to have the best that I could find in that format because I take it in my car. So, you know, this is still worth the money. Now, I have a little caveat. As I said, we don't know for sure with this one whether it came off a DSD onto the cutter. We don't know that for a fact. So this may not be a true apples to apples comparison in the sense of a DSD file went to the SACD and a DSD file went to the vinyl. Again, if MOFI would be transparent, past, present, future, and say, this is how we made it, we could make more intelligent evaluations. So for now, I thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. It really means a lot to me. Also, if you'd like the video, I'd appreciate you mashing the like button. And if you do have any comments, and I've gotten quite a few, I really appreciate those. And I'll respond to you in most cases. Please put a comment in there. So for now, I'm David Bianco, and I thank you for watching The Sound of Safe and Sound Texas. Take care, everybody.